Welcome back to Conversations. I'm your host, Phil McKinney. We're continuing our conversation here with Kelly Leonard from Second City. So, Kelly, before we went to the break, I challenged you to come back with a couple of words of advice, sage perspective from what you've learned. So, have at it. What can we apply as listeners today from the work that you've been doing at Second City?
So I got two for you. So the first is this idea of yes and. So in improvisation, what we've learned is the one way that you can absolutely not innovate is by saying no. When you have a brainstorming meeting, your next meeting that you've got, the rule that you give everyone is that they can't, for the first, let's say 10 minutes. For the first 10 minutes, everyone has to say yes and to every idea in the room, which means they have to acknowledge that they've heard the idea, here's the yes, and they need to build on that idea, even if that idea seems crazy. Because I will tell you, in my nearly 30 years at Second City, and I've seen all the great comedy that's come on our stage, the absolute best material seemed insane when it first came up. And I will bet you that is true for most innovators in business as well. So that's the first one. I'm going to give you a second one. We talked about the listening and collaboration and all that. Here's a thing that you can do both at work and at home. So this is a parenting tip and a work tip. Is if you're having trouble communicating, you should play a game around a table called One Word Story. And what you're doing is you're telling a story as a group, one word at a time. And what's great about this is it forces people to not try to run the conversation themselves. If they can only contribute one word, they have to listen to the word before, listen to the word after, they have to be additive. This drove my daughter nuts because she wanted to say hippopotamus, or she had some idea in her mind of a word she wanted to say, and she had to say the or an. And sometimes your job is just to say the or an.
Oh, I can use this with my grandkids. This will be this will be total torture for them.
Indeed.
That is. But I've already come up with 5 ways to apply that just in the work world, just to make sure you listen.
And you share the conversation.
Yeah, and you share the conversation and you build the story. Whether you could use it as, I get called in a lot of time to do mission statements.
Right.
How do so you can almost do the old ad libs. We are the best at underline, put an adjective in. Versus doing, actually, this could be an interesting use of an exercise here that I haven't tried before. I got my value out of this already. I know how I'm going to do my next session on helping someone create a mission statement using this approach. Hey, Kelly, if people want to follow what you and Second City Works are up to, where can they find information on you?
So there's a bunch of places. Obviously, our website, secondcity.com. I'm on Twitter at KL Second City. You can find us on LinkedIn. We're on all the different social media. Definitely check it out, because as these insights start to arise from our partnership with Chicago Booth, we have a lot of client cases, and there's so much interesting work we're doing, like in the healthcare space. We work with tech that, at worst, you're going to be entertained.
Well, and also I would encourage you that if you have a chance and you want to go see a Second City production, take the time, go see it. You will absolutely have a blast. Hey, talk a little bit. We got another minute or two here. Talk a little bit about your book. Yes, and Lessons from the Second City. You came out in 2015, but boy, it's getting a lot of press.
Oh yeah, no, and it's still going. They're keeping it in hardcover. This is a thing I learned. If a business book is successful, they don't put it in paperback right away. So no, it's great. It's our first time we've ever sort of put this stuff down on paper, and we tell a lot of the stories like I've told today, but also we have an appendix of a list of games that you can actually take into your business. Also, I just yesterday got a copy of our Chinese edition that just came out. It's very interesting. The first translation, which are not cultures you think of as very unhierarchical, right? Not a lot of yes and going on over there, but there appears to be an interest in the younger community in that.
It's perfect. So, hey, Kelly, appreciate the time and on your busy schedule, and love your work, and we'll keep track and maybe come back in about when it's appropriate. Give us a quick update on what you're doing in Second City.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. So let's wrap up this show today. We are getting ready to head out on the road. We're going to be traveling here for another couple of weeks or so. As you know, if you've been following go back and listen to the show on Orphan Innovations with my grandson, who's been recently diagnosed with West syndrome, which is an orphan diagnosis. And I've had to learn about the orphan drug situation. So you can go back, listen to that show. Many of you have sent us emails on that. I greatly appreciate the support and the encouragement and ideas and links to other articles. So we actually will be in Florida. I will be doing a show from Florida. So don't worry. All the shows will be continuing from there. And we also just recently announced the Innovators community. So you can go to theinnovators.community. It's a Slack community with online video collaboration that allows you to connect with the community of innovators that are part of the network here. So you can connect with, for instance, John Osborne, who most recently was the Chief Innovation Officer at Kroger Foods, and Seth Taylor at Stoshin up in Salt Lake City, and Woody Woodruff, myself, Mark Vericcioni, Kim McNicholas, who's been on the show many, many times. So you can connect not only with us, but everybody else that's part of the community. It's a way to bring innovators together. Because look, we are a little bit of a weird community. We kind of get looked at maybe a little strangely within our organizations. So this is an opportunity for all of us to come together, support each other, share our advice and share our expertise, but also ask for advice and ask for expertise. So check it out, theinnovators.community. You can get all the information over there and join in. I am engaged on that every day, if not every hour. So it's a great opportunity, and it's the way for us to connect. So with that, we're going to wrap up today's show, and check out all of the archive back to 2005. I'd also encourage you to go check out Kim McNicholas's show. It's now available pretty broadly. We've been ramping up its reach. She broadcasts over her radio shows over on KDOW in Silicon Valley. You don't want to miss it. Some great content on Kim's show, so find it over wherever you find your favorite podcasts. So with that, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know it takes a few minutes to listen to this. Appreciate it. Give us your feedback. Phil@kinnovations.com. With that, we're going to talk to you next week. And don't let the innovation antibodies get you down.